Welcome to the Centurions Review, the punk rock band of Wargame Review Institutions. This is your host, Dave, the Ron Jeremy of YouTube hosts. This is The South Shall Rise Again from Victory Point Games. Got this with some auction credit earlier in the year, just haven't had a chance to look through it or anything yet. Let's read what the back says. Try to alter the course of a fractured United States increasingly menaced by Confederate zombie soldiers called Zebs. Based on the alternate history of SM Cross, The South Shall Rise. This is a game of tactical combat set during the American Civil War, where the Confederacy takes a terrible risk and uses the dead as reanimated soldiers. With 5 unique and challenging scenarios to choose from, crawl out of the trenches and rise to glory or die again trying. Says it's for, let's see here, 1 to 4 players. It's cool. You can play it solo. Takes about 30 minutes, and looks like complexity level somewhere in the middle, and solitaire suitability extremely suitable. All right, let's see if we can get this open so we can see what the components look like. As far as I can tell, Victory Point Games isn't producing war games anymore, which is a shame because most of their war games were good. They had a few that weren't for me, but I'd say the vast majority of them I liked, that I had tried at least. So let's see what's in here. Usual box with the slide-off cover, and then the standard Victory Point Games box. Manufactured and assembled in the United States of America. That's good. Take a look at the book here. Looks like the book's full color. A lot of pages. 33 pages, but let's see if those are all rules or what's going on here. Let's get the introduction here. Going over the components such as Game Mat, Player Aid, and playing pieces. Looks like it's got stand-ups. That's kind of cool. Don't see those too often in war games. Usually this is the only brand that has stand-ups. And going over this, it's got skills too for the different players. So even though there's a lot of pages in the rule book, the pages don't have that much text on it, so this shouldn't take too long to read the rules. And then it's got a card effect chart and going over setup. Then the sequence of play, that's what we're really interested in. Artillery attack phase, Union action phase. Each player in player order can perform one of the following actions during this phase. Engage in melee, fire a weapon in ranged combat, reload a weapon, move or half move and fire. Then Union housekeeping phase, and then undead action phase. Zeb step, each Zeb unit will grapple an adjacent player or will move. Revenant step, each Revenant will do the same, or Glorious Dead step. They do one of the following: fire, reload, grapple, or move. Oh, okay, so I guess that's a zombie that can shoot. And undead housekeeping phase, followed by the turning step. Alright, now it's going over the event cards and the action phases. Looks like a nice rule book. Here's going over the housekeeping and the undead actions. Yeah, this shouldn't take too long to go through. Combat results. Oh, and scenarios, that's what we like. Oh, and you can adjust the difficulty depending on the challenge you want. That's good. That's a really good idea. Looks like its victory is determined with victory points. And there's a cooperative game. And a competitive game too. So it looks like there's not really, how should we say, choose one of the scenarios to play during setup. The scenarios back here, so that's under 3.0. So I guess I wouldn't really call these scenarios. You can either do, looks like, cooperative or competitive. And it's got examples of play. That's a good idea. It's got a hex map, it looks like. That's cool. See what else we got in here. Got some dice, 2d6s. Let's look at the cards. And the cards got a band on them, so you can put them back in here. Or maybe not. This looks like... Yeah, that's not reusable. It's not like a rubber band. Private Philip Stern. Angels of Death. Looks like some of these are action cards. Interesting. Release Me. Yeah, I haven't heard a Headshot. Haven't really heard anything good or bad about this game. I don't know anyone who owns it, so that's why when I saw it, I was like, I'll definitely try it out. What else do we have in here? Union Player Aid goes over, got the sequence of play, and then Soldier Fire and Soldier Melee, so I guess it's like a combat results table. Range fire, die roll modifiers, close combat, die roll modifiers, so it looks like everything you need, and it tells you what the symbols mean. Alright. Oh, I stand corrected on the scenarios. Looks like there's random scenarios. Oh, okay. Race, King of the Objective, Race Against Death. Okay, so it's not in the rule book, it's on these cards. I take that back, so it does have real scenarios. That's good. Scenario 2, the End Run. Very nice. I'm very impressed. It's got its own card for each scenario too. Alright. This is good. Scenario 1, The Road. Shows how to set up. This is fantastic. Scenario 3, Do or Die. Very nice. Scenario 4, No Man's Land. So that's good. 4 scenarios. Zulus on the Ramparts. If you can find that, that's no longer produced, but if you can find it, pick it up. That's like, I think that's my favorite solitaire game. Yeah, I think it is. Very nice game. Avoid this one, the Alamo. Remember, there's nothing to it. It's like a, I don't know. It's not substantial enough to be a commercial product. Hell's Gate is alright. I have this one, Last King of Scotland. Haven't tried it yet. This one I want to get, Waterloo, but with the prices on Victory Point Games, since they're not producing them anymore, going sky high, I may never be able to get that. Got some baggies to store your components in. Alright, look at the tokens. They're laser cut. They look real good. Or, I mean, they're real thick is what I'm trying to say. That's Springfield Rifles, Sharps Rifles, Wounded Marker, Officer Moaning. Yeah, this is good stuff. And these got some events on them, or can move through units. Stacking rules still apply. What is that? That's interesting. Very cool. And here's the stand-ups you make. They look good, and like I said, they're on laser cut board. I forget what this board's called, but it's good stuff. And the map is a mounted map. You put it together. See if I can figure out how to put it together. Something like that. Like that, I believe. Oh, and it's also got a paper map too if you just want to put it underneath plexiglass. So you got your both options. That's good. That's how it goes together. That looks pretty good. It's got a map key on there and a turn track. And it's got a little wiper here in case you get a little bit of soot from the laser cutter. So you can wipe it off. And what else? Something fell on the floor here. Just thank you for buying the game. Anyhow, this looks really promising. I look forward to trying this soon. Looks like kind of a cool game. Definitely cool subject matter. Thanks for watching, and if you liked the video, please click like on it. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to this channel. And as always, have a good evening.